I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Today, I am very happy and glad to welcome all board members to the Full Wealth Group Annual General Meeting 2020. Also present at the meeting today are Ms. Aziz and Ms. Afida as our Financial Manager, Mr. Arif as the representative for Full Wealth Group shareholder, and Ms. Irdina as Maybank representative. The objective of our meeting today is to receive and consider the financial report for Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd and to apply a loan at Maybank to invest. Before we start to our meeting today, any question or amendment on our previous meeting?
No, Mr. Chairman, everything is good.
By the way, if anyone have question and comments, please ask after the presentation. Thank you. Okay, let's proceed to our main objective of this meeting. Ms. Afida, you may start your explanation now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, I'm gonna representing the slide. First, I will be representing Statement of Comprehensive Income of Nestle Company. The gross profit for the year 2019 is 2,073,515 Malaysian ringgit. The net income is 30,001 Malaysian ringgit. The profit before tax is 875,725 Malaysian ringgit, while the profit after tax is 672,913 Malaysian ringgit. And after all, the total comprehensive income for the year is 667,191 Malaysian ringgit. Next, we will go to the statement of financial position of the company. In 2020, I will explain in detail and showing the comparison between 2020. The total non-current asset has increased by 127,964 Malaysian ringgit compared to previous year. The total current assets are increased by 68,069 Malaysian ringgit, and total current liability are increased by 162,079 Malaysian ringgit. Next, the total equity for the company have decreased by 107,788 Malaysian ringgit compared to the previous year. All of the details appear to be higher than the previous year of 2019. That's all from me.
Thank you for your presentation, Ms. Afida. Next, you may proceed with your ratio analysis, Ms. Aziz.
I will presenting financial analysis ratios for the year ended 31st December 2019 until 2020. So for the first ratio is current ratio. As you can see here, in 2019, it is stated here that the current ratio is 0.59 times and it is increasing by 0.06 and become 0.65 in 2020. For the second ratios is quick ratio. Quick ratio in this company is happened to be 0.27 times in 2019 and becomes 0.31 times in 2020, and it is increasing by 0.04. For the third ratios is net working capital. For the net working capital in 2019, it is stated here that the amount is in negative state, which is 736,647 ringgit Malaysia, but in 2030 it is still in negative term and it is 581,737,000. For the fourth ratios is inventory turnover. So for the inventory turnover in 2019, it is 5.77 times and it is decreasing by 5.15 times and becomes 0.62 times. And it is very risky for the company to have this such amount for the inventory turnover.
The next one is average collection period. So for the average collection period, it's supposed to be keep increasing, but in this situation, it is decreasing. As you can see, it's decreasing by 2.96 and it becomes 30.84 days. For the fixed asset turnover, it is 3.04 times in 2019 and it's become 3.34 times in 2020. And for the last one, for the activity ratios, is total asset turnover. Total asset turnover in 2019 it is 1.89 times, and in 2020 it is increasing by 0.13 times, which lead to 2.02 times. Okay, this is the leverage ratios that the shareholder and the local bank should be concerned about. So, for the first leverage ratio is debt ratio. In this leverage ratio, everything must be decreasing, but as you can see, everything keep increasing, and it's the worst ratio for Nestle company. So as you can see, in 2019 it is 75.61% and it's increasing by 4.92 and it becomes 80.53%. For debt to equity ratio, it is 3.0 times, 3.10 times in 2019 and it becomes 4.14 times in 2020. For the third ratio is times interest earned. Times interest earned in this company is increasing by 35.36 times, which leads to 213.68 times. For the next one is gross profit margin. Gross profit margin is 37.58% in 2019 and becomes 36.32% in 2020. Okay. For the next ratio is operating profit margin. Operating profit margin is stated here that in 2019 it is 16.52% and it becomes low by 2.55% and becomes 13.197%. This ratio is not good actually because it's supposed to be the higher percentage, but in this Nestle company it is the little amount. So for the next ratio is net profit margin. Is stated here that in 2019 is 12.09% and in 2020 it is also decreasing by 1.95% and it becomes 10.14%. For the second last leverage ratio is return on total asset. It is 24.47% in 2019 and it keep decreasing by 5.29% and it becomes 19.18% in 2020. And last but not least, it is return on common equity. Return on common equity is supposed to be 100 and above, not 100 and below. And it's stated here that increasing by 1.83
Thank you for the presentation, Ms. Aziz. So, Mr. Arif, what is your opinion based on the ratio just now? Because I am planning to apply a loan to invest in Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd to gain more profit this year.
Okay, thank you to Mr. Chairman, Ms. Aziz and Ms. Afida for your explanation. In my opinion, based on the financial analysis just now, at the debt ratio, there is increasing on the debt ratio, which is at 2019, the debt is 75.61%, while on 2020, the ratio is 80.53%. When the ratio is increasing, the company will be difficult of getting loan for new project because the lender will see the company as the risky asset. Next, the company debt to equity ratio is increased. If the ratio is increasing, the company is being financed by creditors rather than from its dangerous strength. Lender and investor usually prefer low debt to equity ratio because their interests are better protected in the event of a business decline. After that is on the time earning ratio. There is decreasing in the ratio. A lower time interest earn ratio means fewer earnings are available to meet interest payment. Failing to meet this obligation could force a company into bankruptcy. So, Mr. Chairman, are you sure to invest to this company even though you know this company not give us profit? That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arif. Based on your presentation just now, of course, I still want to invest in Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd because I already plan with my superiors to continue with this project to gain more profit next year.
So, Mr. Chairman, what can you promise to maximize the return for our company and especially for shareholder? I, as the shareholder, I only want good return for me. If the company doesn't give a good return for me, I did not want to invest at the company.
I can't promise or guarantee anything to you, but I am very confident to continue investing in Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd. If I do not continue with this project, my superiors will withdraw this project and something bad will happen to our company because we will no longer make projects that can increase our company target and profits.
Sorry to interrupt, but if Mr. Chairman can see the ratio that Ms. Aziz explained earlier, it does not see any advantage and disadvantage. If Mr. Chairman wants to invest in this company.
Yes, I agree with Miss Afida because if you can see, the debt to asset ratio is commonly used by analysts, inventors, and creditors to determine the overall risk of a company. And if you can see, the leverage ratio is so risky. So I think we cannot invest in this Nestle company.
No. I still want to invest in Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd because I am very confident that we will increase profit for our company when we invest at them. I am the CEO of this company. I know what is the best for my company.
I did not understand with you, Mr. Chairman. Your first and second financial manager already said that Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd is already losing. So why are you still want to invest at the Nestle Sdn Bhd?
Okay. So, how about your opinion, Miss Irdina? Can we apply a loan from Maybank to invest in Nestle Malaysia?
Okay, as you know, I am a representative of Maybank. So basically, based on the performance of Nestle, Malaysia's neighborhoods for the years 2020 and 2019, I can easily spot that their company is selling high percentage of them, as we can see in leverage ratio on debt ratio. In the year of 2019, the total percentage recorded at 75.61%, while in 2020 recorded a percentage increase of 4.92%, which is 80.53%. This shows their company has the highest step in financing the asset. Next, on equity ratio, in 2020, the total percentage recorded at 4.14% compared to 2019, which is only 3.10%. This shows the total percentage increased drastically by 1.04%. However, on time interest earned shows the positive change in 2020. This company earned 213.68 times compared to the previous year, which was 249.04 times. It shows the company can meet the loan requirement for the interest payment. However, in my opinion, Nestle Malaysia Sdn Bhd is a not suitable and stable company for you to invest in and make a profit. I suggest that your company find a company that has good and stable for financial performance. That's all for me. Thank you.
Based on the ratio, this is very worrying and risky for us to invest in Nestle Malaysia. I think I agree with you, Miss Irdina. So we need to find a new company that has a good and stable financial performance.
So, what is your plan for the future and for this company, Mr. Chairman?
Since we cannot invest in Nestle Malaysia, I think we must find a new company that has a good and stable financial performance. So, Miss Afida and Miss Aziz, can you guys find a new company so that we can invest to the company?
For sure, Mr. Chairman.
Alright, good. Shall we end our meeting?
Okay.
Thank you for your cooperation. I hope we will meet again in the next meeting. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.